Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 38 of Direwolf20's Server Play series, hanging out in the deep dark. Oh boy. Dangerous place to be. You can see I got my rope ladder set up here. Love the rope ladder, by the way. And we've got some lighting going on to make sure the area is nice and well lit. And then we've also got some nice magnum torch here to kind of keep enemies at bay. We have a pretty interesting area right here to go searching through. I'd like to see what's found inside this giant area here. And then Tema also pointed me towards a nearby structure that's pretty neat. Also, better check my jetpack level before I show you guys this. Alright, I'm plenty good. Look out for these things, because if you notice, this kind of goes on forever, and there's bedrock, and there's not bedrock. So watch out for these giant holes in the world, because basically, if you fall into one of those, well, yeah, it was nice knowing you. That leads to the void, and that's not somewhere you want to be. So watch out for giant holes, definitely dangerous. The deep dark Tema has significantly more dangers than it did in the past, doesn't it? Not sure if Tema's here. Okay, yeah, he is here. Okay. It's scary, dude. Like, you've got some pretty nasty stuff down here. It's not going to prevent me from setting up a whole automated mining system, but, you know, it's still scary. So what do I want to do? I want to build a remote base, which is powered probably by something I have made but not used. Ethanol. That's what I'm going to use my ethanol for. I'm going to steal my iron engines here. I've got 5 of them. I might make 2 or 3 more just to have a decent amount of iron engines. I'll have a nice little remote base. I'll have maybe even some defenses against the enemies that are found in the deep dark. And probably wind up having a good time. So, let's get started. First off, I would like to get my quarry going. Not sure if I'll have a full-blown base, what I'll wind up building, but it should be pretty neat one way or another. And then we're going to have a train system going to and from. So I think the first thing I probably want to make is something along the lines of a room, maybe. Might not be a bad idea. Let's get ourselves a filler. And landmarks. And brick. Glass, just in case we need some. And I'll probably want to make this out of these guys. That'll do. And I should have on me a nice energy cell, fully charged. Perfect. Yeah, that ought to do. That'll just get me like a nice, quick and dirty little base that I can kind of reside in. So I think that might be my goal. Let's go down. So I'm thinking right here should kind of be like the center-ish of the area. So if this were the center block of, you know, my little base, then we'd probably want 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to here. There. That looks like a nice spot to be. Okay. So we did 1, 2, 3. Do I have my... I do. Good. U to U is 9. U to U is 9. Cool. Is 9. There we go. Cool. I love the tape measure. So many gadgets. Perfect. We're going to also want to go up a little bit, so let's go up. That doesn't look too bad, right? Maybe we want it actually to be a little bit lower. That looks like a decent little base, right? Just to kind of manage to live in, have a couple basic amenities, what have you. Filler time. Probably going to need more than I have here, but that's okay. We're going to do, oh, you know what? I want that to be lower, don't I? Yeah. This is that thing that I always mess up. Let me get this set up properly. Alright, let's see how I make out with this. You and you go. Nice. Perfect. This is why I like building with fillers, guys. If it's automated, it's for me. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. I'm hoping that rope ladder prevents enemies from falling in through that hole, but we'll find out. If it's a problem, I can always move it. Beautiful. All right. Nice. So you can imagine that as a player comes down here, they can just climb down the rope ladder, and they're ready to go right into the base. Cool. Loving it. We've got a nice little base here. Alright, just want to check. Alright, base established. Now, let's talk about quarrying, and it'll be a pretty nice system. First off, we want to have, basically, I'm going to dedicate this side of the room here, just arbitrarily, to a whole railway system that I've designed in my head, and we're going to see how well I can actually implement it. Now you can see I've also got crystals in my inventory, so that should indicate to you that I'm about to make a Mistcraft portal. Hooray! And remember, it doesn't really matter what size or shape you make your portal. It's pretty liberal about how big you can make it, but I'm just making a nice, basic, simple, short track. And I'm going to have minecart tracks coming out of it, so we'll probably do something like this. And then I'm going to set it up so that anything coming through the other portal on the other end is going to land right here. So that's where I want to be, right on the minecart track. Awesome. So what'll happen is we'll have stuff come in here, and I actually want to have two things set up. Track at some point. Probably like very shortly after the thing comes through. Hopefully here will be okay. And then it's going to kind of switch over to this guy, and do I have a crowbar at all? I should somewhere have a crowbar. If it's not here, I might have to make a new one. Could have sworn I had one laying around somewhere. That's better. Perfect. Now we're talking. So what'll happen is we're going to split it here on whether or not it's a item or tank cart, I think. And what we'll probably wind up having is something real simple, like maybe like this and that. That's really all it needs to be. I don't think it needs to be any more complex than that. We're going to have a liquid unloader. So we want to unload liquids when it gets here. So we're going to put you there. Cool. And then we're going to have an item loader. This guy can go here. That looks good. And what we'll have is on the other side of this wall. See, I'm probably doing this on the wrong side, aren't I? Yeah. I don't want to run into that thing. I actually want to quarry and everything on that side of the wall. I'm probably going to quarry like there, there, and eventually there. And then we'll progress beyond that, of course. But so yeah, let's actually switch this up. I'm going to just move everything to the other side of the room. Alright, we're back, guys. So, basically, we're up and running. Just want to put this thing there, and this thing can be the same. Cool. So, item unloader here is going to or liquid unloader here is going to unload liquids to power the engines that'll be on the other side of this wall. And then right here we've got our item loader, which is where the items will come in from the whole setup. You know what I actually might want to do? I'm going to move this one forward. There we go. And there's a reason for that. You'll find out what it is in a moment. The main reason is this. Cool. Because I like to have a little bit of a buffer. I mean, you know what? I could actually have it back further. Here's me changing my mind again. Item loader. Because I could have the chest right here, couldn't I? That'll do. And I'll pump the items into the chest there, okay? And then it'll load straight from the chest. Perfect. That's what I want to see. All right, so we've got that set up. Let's set up the tank cart switch. So I just need a detector for liquid carts. And that, I believe, would be detector tank. Cool. And while I'm at it, I'm going to need a switch motor. Not the lever, but the motor. So that's going to be tricky. Hey, Fusion. That's actually not bad. I have most of the stuff. Cool. You know what? I'm going to need 2 of these anyway, so let's get it. Switch motor requires a receiver circuit. 1. 2. And then switch motor. Oh, so close. Switch motor, now we're talking. Perfect. So let's make this happen now. You know what I should also have is a couple carts to test with, so let's get them. Cart. 1, 2. One of them should be a chest cart. And one of them should be a tank cart. Oh, right, I need this one. One of these days I'll remember that recipe changed. But not too soon, I don't think. There's like 10 people in TeamSpeak with me and no one's talking. Everybody's being really quiet and shy.
Nah, not shy, just busy.
Fair enough. How's it going, man?
Great.
That would be Abrar.
Sorry, I'm busy making my mob farm.
Match any amount of liquid. That's what I want to set the filter to. Mob farm, huh? AKA lag RS.
Just cross. Probably kill the server.
Sounds like a plan. So yeah, there is optionally a chance for issues here, but I'm hoping that it really doesn't happen too much. Cool. You are going to hold carts until completely empty. You are going to emit redstone if no items were moved. Complete partial. Emit redstone if no items were moved and cart is not empty. Okay, that's what I want. So that way this guy stays here until he at least gets a few items. Right? Perfect. And when this tank comes in, I'm kind of having the plan for them to come in both on the same path. And both leave on the same path, and then we're going to switch on the other side here. So speaking of the other side, let's go get it. I'm thinking right out here would be a good spot as any for another side. So, who's on the server? I'm going to want to sleep here in a minute because I don't want to build this outside at night. Sounds like a probably bad idea. That'll do. And on this side, we're like so here. And we're going to wind up with that and that. Cool. Hey, there we go. Good morning, everyone. And here we've got a link book to make. Another thing that I'll never remember correctly. There we go. Everybody always asks what mod it is that allows you to do what I just did, which is put a crafting table on the floor. That would be the translocators mod.
You said that it seemed as if, oh, what mod do I need to do a vanilla thing of putting a chest on the floor?
No, like the blue crafting grid on the floor layout.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's different then.
Yeah. Nice. Perfect. Alright, I like this. And what I would probably have here then, just to be like, no, I probably shouldn't. We'll see what happens. This should work out pretty well though. I think what I want to have here though is a switch for the cart. Because I might want to just disable that path altogether if I'm going to start mining from here. Like I'll kind of leave it as a used to be area, but if I just put this here, then the main problem we all have, lack of chunk loading. We might have to set up a couple things here to help move things along. Set this guy to partial, immediate. There he goes. Alright, I'll figure something out. Anyway, I'll be back in a few moments once I'm ready for the next stage of this build. Alright guys, I think I know what we're going to need to do in order to get this thing to work. We need to add the maintain momentum modifier to the ink so that it may... I think all I need to do is use a feather. Like that. Oh, that was cool looking. Blue, black. Well, that's really neat looking, actually. I think the more feathers I add, the higher chance that I'll get it. Pretty sure that's how I remember it working. And also the longer it stays on the blue side here versus the black side indicates the higher the chance to get it. So by throwing a few extra feathers in there, it's now staying on blue longer. So that means there's a much higher chance of getting the maintain momentum page. So let's create, we're going to put this here. And we'll do that. Pop through. Wow. There we go. Right, because this one should be the overall linking book that has maintain momentum on it. I noticed there's really no distinction between those two. Well, I hope I'm right then. Let's get our chest cart, and if I am right, hey, come back here, you. Oh, really? Come on. Why aren't you maintaining your momentum? Alright, let me figure this out. Alright guys, I managed to get this thing traveling. You can see it here going back and forth. Proof of concept, obviously, but I had to wind up putting a push cart. The momentum doesn't seem to be working. It's not maintaining momentum, even though it's set up to. So I don't know why that might be, but, you know, figured it out. Basically, when the cart gets here, it's not stopped fast enough by this thing, and it still goes through the portal. But then when it comes through the portal on the other side, it gets stuck right here. It's dead stop, and then it gets pushed by the booster track there. So functional, not ideal, but hey, it works. I'm happy. I'll live with it. That is not the button I wanted to push. That's the button I wanted to push. Much better. All right, so we've got travel. Alright guys, like I said, I want ethanol to be the power source for this whole quarry operation. So just for fun, I'm building it out like so. We can see here a bunch of stuff coming out this way. So basically here is where I want the piping to line up to. So let's run it somewhere along here, straight to this path. Let's get this set up. Being in bat form for this is ideal. I will once again sing the praises of Morph just for letting me be a bat and one size tall, so that when I want to build in like this, I can get around easily. Morph is so cool. It's a little bit overpowered with the whole creative mode flight from killing a bat, but I know that's something that he's working on changing. Right now it's really just a proof of concept. That's why it's an alpha, right? So you can't complain about balance in an alpha mod. It's version like 0.05 or something like that. Crazy. So there we go. Fluid ducts. Straight up to what's going to be booster trap set up like that. You are going to say force full. Hold carts until completely full. And then you're going to fluid duct into this guy. And then I just need to get back down there, like so. Now we're talking. Ethanol on the way. Beautiful. It's almost full. I like it. Alright, so that should hold our ethanol tank. So now all I gotta do is add one more switch right here. So I've got my switch motor ready to go. And again, I'm going to do the whole tank cart thing. Let's see, which way do things go by default? That'll determine which thing I go with. By default, things are going to go straight. So I want to say that if you are a chest cart, you will not go straight. Detector item, one of you. There we go, and switch track like that. Just want to crowbar it that way. So, let's see what happens. Anything, right? Yeah, anything at all. So we'll say, you go that way. Nice. And the tank cart, once you're off there, you are going also that way. Why would you do that to me? Why? Filtered, at least, at most, exactly, not empty, analog, full? Anything? I would think detector anything. What other detector options do I have? Empty, mob, powered, player, explosive animal tank, advanced, energy. Yeah. Alright, let me figure out why you might not be working properly. Because I would think any would work here. And I don't want to insist on it being full. See, that's not right. Weird. Alright guys, not sure if it's a bug that it's doing that or not, but here's what I did. I set the detector item not empty. Basically, the cart's going to be held on the other side if it's empty. As long as it has one item, it's allowed to leave, and that's when it'll get here. So if it's detecting a not empty cart, it seems to be working. People are eating near me. I see a bat. See? It goes that way. And this one, meanwhile, goes straight. Well, it would have gone straight. Ah, it's Fujin. Ta-da! Perfectness. Alright, so that'll work. So now, what else do I need to do? I don't know. Set up a quarry, set up some stuff, and we're good to go, guys. Alright, guys, step one. Set up quarry. Remember to keep things well lit. Okay, cool. That's max size that direction. Again, keeping things well lit so that the Bosch Generata don't kill me. Even though that's not what they're called, that's what I'm calling them. Isn't that right, Tema? Tema's like, I'm not talking to you, Dyer.
Sorry. My mic is muted. They're not really called anything.
Well, I'm calling them the Bosch Generata. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yep. Do you know what that's from?
Yeah, I do.
Is that where you got inspiration for the darkness thing, or no?
Not really.
No.
I actually
fair enough.
I completely forgot about that episode, to be honest.
Fair enough. Okay, so what we're going to want to do here is, oh, you know what we're probably going to want to do? Have a buffer chest right next to this guy. Activate quarry. That'll do. And it keeps 25 chunks loaded for me, which is ideal. I'm also going to want to chunk load my little base back there. Alright, let me go get 1 or 2 items real quick. Alright guys, I'm back. Here's what we're going to set up. I'm probably going to want, I've got 8 of these things. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Along with 8 kinesis pipes. I know we're getting close to wrapping up here, but I do want to try and finish this before we run into trouble. Just make sure it's well lit enough over here. Ooh, that was my last torch. Awesome. Can you see how well prepared I am for this? Alright, I've got a bag around here somewhere. It has my hammer in it. There we go. And then quartz kinesis pipes I should have a few of. Connected to here, and then we're going to finalize it with a structure pipe, a gate, and some red pipe wire. And the gate will say space and inventory. Remember, you have to have the piping wire on before you hit this. Must have, it has to be an iron gate, doesn't it? Darn it. Well, I'll fix that in a minute. Anyway, we'll probably just set these guys up. So we want to have basically a couple things going on here. And we've got a couple buckets of water. At least I thought I had 2. Darn. Alright, let me get my iron things and I'll be right back. Alright, got my bucket of water, waiting on my 2 iron things. They're probably going to take a few minutes. I've got a lot going on at my base right now. But let's get this set up. So right here, liquid transfer node. Oh, a little touch of lag. There we go. And I'm going to set this guy to have 4 speed upgrades and some mining upgrades. You know what I should do? This actually would be much smarter to do it this way. I shouldn't have this in the center. I should have it down at the end. Like right here, maybe? That'll do. So again, the mining upgrade, see how slowly it's filling up with buckets of water? Now how much faster it's going? And then speed upgrade will simply just make it search for inventories that much faster. So let's see how fast these things fill up, given this algorithm that I've got set up in here, and go. Filling up very quickly. So we should get down to this combustion engine pretty fast, I would think. Oh yeah. Definitely quick. So that should actually be pretty fast for us. I can always add in more of those upgrades if I need to, but I really think that this is more than enough water supply to keep the combustion engines going with just the one setup. So that should be good. Not bad, right? Again, more mining upgrades would just make it that much faster, but I think as quick as we've got it going now, not an issue. Now let's get our fluid ducts running. So that's going to be set up here. From here. So we're basically going to run a fluid duct straight across. And you know what, guys? I'm trying to wrap up the whole build and have this thing running before the end of the episode, but I don't know if I'm going to make it. So how about we do this? I'll come back next episode and wrap this up. It shouldn't be too much longer to get it going because I really do have to get wrapped up here. And then we will, you know, investigate how cool this could be. Why would you possibly ever do what you just did? What's happening here? That should not be happening at all. Alright, so now I have to troubleshoot this thing. So, like I said, we'll be back next episode once I figure out what's up with that. That's really odd. Unless Nah, it shouldn't be doing that. Unless it's counting... Oh, maybe the pipes are connecting to each other. Tell me, is it possible that your pipes would connect to fluid ducts?
No.
Is that you, as a bat? Alright guys, Direwolf20 signing off. Take it easy.